All right, Janelle, how's everything going? I know, again, it might have been a slow summer for you at first. Everyone thought, oh, no pests this summer. It's changing. What are we seeing?
Oh, yeah. Since the rain, basically we need rain to do a lot of things for the environment, right? And rain is one of those things that triggers all the insect populations to emerge. And because we had such a delay with that in the beginning of the year, beginning of the spring and summer, now everything is just now popping out. So we're getting calls for lots of stinging insects right now. I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the most common ones that we see, because there are different varieties out there, and not everything is trying to kill you.
You sure?
I don't know about kill, hurt, maim, injure.
Yeah, maybe. There's a lot of predatorial stinging insects out there.
Well, help me out, because anything I see that has any yellow or black, I call it a bee, even though I know it's not.
Right.
And there's big differences between.
Oh my gosh, yeah, so many big differences. So this puppet that you were talking about, this is a honeybee.
Okay.
And you see how fuzzy it is?
It looks
they're
nice and
awesome.
friendly.
Honeybees are great.
Yeah, and look how cute the face is. Like, you can't mistake that. But then there's evil ones, and those are the ones we really need to watch out for. So we had a scenario. One of my childhood best friends called me this week. She actually texted me, and she was like, "What do? I have a bathroom vent, and I can hear buzzing in there."
Ooh.
And she was like, "I'm terrified. I have kids who are allergic. I don't want these things coming into the house." I know she had where the vent screen should be, there was a hole in it. And that's all it takes. And some stinging insects are drawn to fan motor frequencies and air conditioners and stuff. Jeremy, you're nodding your head, and I know you've seen
it
this.
a lot of them,
all the time. Yeah,
And,
and it's actually the frequency, the sound,
it's
or
the frequency, the
I didn't know
vibrations.
why.
Yeah,
I
the vibration.
He just knew it.
don't know how to talk to a bug, so I never asked a bug.
That's why I'm here,
I get
guys.
it. I get it.
So did they get a nest in there? Is that what it was?
Well, yeah. So she went outside, and she was able to use the zoom on her phone from the outside to zoom way in and take a picture of it. And I identified it. I was like, okay, this is either yellow jackets or it's paper wasps. And sure enough, it was a paper wasp nest. And those are they're not fuzzy. They're not the cute ones. Those are the really big, almost like a dark brown stripy color.
Ooh.
And they've got really big rusty brown wings. And they'll make
Are they the ones almost like the little tail, the thing that extends past their body a little bit?
No, that's something totally
Okay,
different.
we'll get to that later. Okay.
You're talking about something with an ovipositor, which is a totally different insect biology
Clearly,
lesson. Yeah.
clearly, John. Obviously.
I've never felt more ashamed of my life to ask that question.
That was embarrassing.
How dare I?
On the legal show, when I host after this, I can ask a much dumber question and get a much nicer answer. But God forbid I get the wrong wasp. No, I'm just kidding, Janelle.
But so basically, the paper wasps make those little paper honeycomb-shaped wasp nests on eaves, and they'll get into nooks and crannies and things. And so I was able to give her some tips on what to do to prevent them from going further into the house until I could get a guy there.
Okay, so stop something right now.
Yes, because otherwise, they could have easily just traveled back into the house through that vent into the bathroom.
Oh.
And if she's
What's
got
the recommendation?
Kids,
Silly putty?
I told her to get some plastic up there to just block it off, just in case they did go further. And then that was just enough time for me to get a guy out there, and then we got it, no problem. But so there's that kind of stinging insect, but then there's also we're getting calls for cicada killer wasps right now.
Those
and
are awesome.
Those are cool,
They're
but
so
they're
cool.
terrifying when you first see them in your life, because you're like, what is this mutant?
Yeah.
It's literally called a cicada killing wasp.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which
and
sounds like a good thing.
They're huge, right?
They are. They're 2 inches long.
Right.
They buzz loud enough to make you feel like you're near something you shouldn't be.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're one of the most docile solitary wasps. So while they look scary, they're not going to come after you and murder you or anything like that.
Okay, and they're like the enemy of my enemy, right? So then they're my friends.
Cicadas, yeah. So what they do is they ride on the backs of cicadas and plant their eggs inside the cicada's body. And when the egg hatches,
It's got food.
That's
yes, the
diabolical.
larva will feed on the inside of the cicada, and it's parasitic. It's symbiotic. They feed on each other, kind of thing. So it's great.
John is
his face is great.
They ride on top of the cicada
they'll,
for free transport.
Well, yeah, while they're depositing their eggs into the inside of the cicada, and then they'll emerge. But you'll see these guys in loose soil in the yard, maybe where you've got some dead grass areas from all the burning that we have, the weather, the sun. And there's also a wasp that is it's known as a digger wasp, and those take advantage of loose soil too, and they'll make their hives underground as well.